Hey sneak peekers, happy Thursday.
This week in Hollywood, the BET Hip Hop Awards aired yesterday, with Drake walking away with Album of the Year.
Neil Patrick Harris was chosen as the host of the 2015 Oscars. Though it will be hard to follow the amazing Ellen DeGeneres, if anyone can do it, he sure can.
And most exciting of all, Warner Bros. Announced that there will be 3 spin-off Harry Potter films based on J.K. Rowling's novel Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
In sadder news, we mourn the loss of Elizabeth Pena, who passed away on October 14th. Elizabeth had appeared in films such as La Bamba and The Incredibles.
Hang tight, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to another fantastic episode of your favorite student-run entertainment news.
We're halfway through the fall semester. You know what that means?
It's almost Halloween.
No, silly. Oscar contenders are hitting theaters, and one of the first ones this season is Brad Pitt's Fury.
Here's a review from the one and only Edward.
World War II movies, we all have that one favorite that we refer to as the perfect war film. For me, it's Steven Spielberg's epic Saving Private Ryan. No other movie has been able to capture the brutality and raw horror of the war while simultaneously highlighting the bonds of brotherhood between soldiers fighting for their country and each other. Fury, the latest World War II contender directed by David Ayer, aims high, but due to pacing issues and a lack of character development, doesn't quite reach its lofty potential. Fury wastes no time in setting its tone. Within the first minute, Brad Pitt's war daddy leaps from the tank, ambushing a mounted SS officer and sinking a knife into the man's eye socket, snapping the Nazi's neck. This is Germany in 1945 as the Allied troops push their way into the Nazi home front. And it's here where Fury shines brightest, expertly showing audiences the hellish humanitarian catastrophes that occurred during the campaign. I honestly had not felt so numb in a theater since 2013's 12 Years a Slave. Both movies managing to accurately and historically show today's viewers what conditions were like for certain people in these terrible points in our world's history. Fury excels at this, perhaps more so than Saving Private Ryan. The film is gritty, muddy, bloody, and gut-wrenching, but all in all ways that don't feel contrived or they're just for sheer spectacle. It's very powerful, and there are many sequences in the movie that will haunt you after you've left the theater. Fury is not for the squeamish or faint of heart. Indeed, one reviewer near me left the theater really early, unable to take it. But I find it important to show everything, since I don't believe historical films should sugarcoat the atrocities of their time. It does not shy away from showing the liberation of forced labor camps, the execution of German citizens unwilling to fight for the Nazi cause, or Hitler's desperate use of German children as troops to push back the Allied forces. Bravo, Fury. I wish I could say the same about Fury's characters, though. The movie follows the crew of the titular Sherman tank, Fury. You've got Brad Pitt's war daddy, the stoic leader of the group, Shia LaBeouf's Boyd Bible Swan, a scripture-spouting gunner who is one of the more sympathetic and likable characters. There's Michael Pena's Gordo, the Mexican-American tank driver, and John Bernthal's Grady Travis, the backwoods bully of the group. They've been with Fury for the entirety of the war and have been from hellscape to hellscape with each other. They've just lost their assistant driver and have Private Norman Ellison assigned to them, a complete rookie soldier who has never seen a day of combat. Norman, played by Logan Lerman, is our vehicle into their vehicle. He embodies what all of us would fear and feel in such situations, and as such is the most relatable in the film. The others, however, are a mixed bag. Brad Pitt is foreseeably excellent as war daddy. He completely sells being the leader of the squad and is ruthless in educating Norman from scared private to hardened soldier over the course of the movie. Shia LaBeouf, though no longer famous, gives a great performance, as does Michael Pena and John Bernthal, whose character is basically every John Bernthal character ever combined. The problem is you just don't care about anyone except Brad Pitt and Logan Lerman, which severely undermines the film's climactic final battle. Fury also has an issue with pacing. One scene midway through the film finds the soldiers in a German town they've just liberated. War Daddy and Norman find 2 German women holed up in an apartment and eat breakfast with them. The scene goes on entirely too long, pulling me out of Fury's realism and causing me to think, wow, how long is this scene in my theater seat? The movie chooses to give all of its characters some revealing moment during this one sequence, and what happens after the scene makes me realize why Ayer chose this scene as a turning point, but it doesn't change the fact that I was pulled out of the movie because of its insane length. We spend approximately 1 day with Fury, and Norman's transformation from wide-eyed greenhorn to grizzled killer also seems a bit unrealistic in retrospect. It's a tribute to Ayer for pulling it off believably while watching the movie, but one has to question it nonetheless after leaving the theater. 1 day with the group is perhaps the reason you don't grow as attached to the crew as you should. You get many glimpses into nuggets of info that you think will pay off later, and they never do. There are shots of Brad Pitt's character making a tough decision and looking torn at the seams and an empty shell, but it's never shared why he's like that other than just the war. The group also ruthlessly speaks of their hatred of SS soldiers over all the German troops, and while it's not really hard to grasp why the SS deserve their hatred, you still want to know their experience with Hitler's elite, and you never do. All in all, I still absolutely recommend Fury as a brutal, realistic depiction of World War II. While some pacing issues and character shortfalls stop it from surpassing other titans of the genre, Fury still manages to comfortably earn a spot among them. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Edward, for that fantastic review.
No, I love a good war movie.
No, you love a good Brad Pitt movie.
Well, everyone feels the same. Ask anyone.
Well, this week we did just that. We, on this episode of Real Talk, go around Austin Comic Con and interview students about their favorite superhero movies.
There are very few things that are as satisfying as seeing 20-something-year-olds and children cosplay in outfits of their favorite superheroes. For that respect, I packed up my camera boy and headed out to this year's Comic-Con. Scenery range from booths to strange characters to anything far and in between. I had the chance to talk to some of the most passionate attendees.
All right, so what are you guys wearing today?
This is Dr. Doom, and I'm doing Dark Phoenix from X-Men.
Awesome, and how did you even get here? This is huge.
It actually folds up in our car, and then it like pops open when I pull it out. So it's like a nice, neat ball.
And what is it made out of? It looks like it might be made.
I hand carved it, hand painted it out of polyfoam. It took me about 190 hours.
And what are you most looking forward to seeing here today?
The costume contest, of course.
Ooh, are you hoping to rank up there?
Oh, heck yeah. I get to meet, I already got, a lot of the celebrities have to come out of their booths to come and give us hugs and take pictures with us. So it's like, woohoo!
Who are you dressed as today?
King Grandul.
And that's from Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
And what is your favorite movie? Which is from the series, of course.
The Hobbit, the first one.
Not the How do you feel about the remake?
It's okay. It's not the best.
What could be better about it?
Everything, I guess.
And how long did it take you to put this together?
I made this in a week.
Wow. And
I did it all last night.
So what went into planning it?
I bought a really cheap pattern.
Just kind of with that, and the hair's a wig. Did you have to flat iron it a little bit, or?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think about all the stuff going on over in the Middle East right now? Yeah. What about Ebola? How do you fear for Texans especially? No. What's your favorite part about Comic-Con? Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh,
See ya. So who are you all today?
Santa Claus.
An elf.
Really, guys? Cammy from Street Fighter 2.
Awesome. All very original ideas.
Thank you.
So what's the best part about Comic-Con for you guys?
Everything. The people, the dealer rooms, the people. Me usually.
Just seeing everything, getting out, having fun, getting a troop.
He loves his trooping. Probably seeing all the artists. That's always really cool.
And how long did it take you guys to get in your get-up today? Because there's a lot of pieces to it. There's a revolver. Did you get stopped on the street?
No, they didn't bother me on the street, but this takes about 15 minutes. Takes him longer.
Yeah, takes me about a good 20-30 minutes to get ready.
Hey guys, I'm here at the cast of The Walking Dead. What can you guys tell me about the next season?
Well, I'm dead. I'm already dead, so it doesn't matter.
I am also still dead in the next season, but who knows? I might make a comeback.
We're excited. It's going to be awesome.
I think we all know the real question. Who is going to hook up this season?
I mean, me and him.
Anything else you guys like to add about your costumes? How'd you decide to go as this today?
That's what we did
did last year.
We had last year. It worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And even though you've gone on and passed,
I've
you're
passed
still.
on. Got to keep it in spirit.
Will you evolve next year into something different?
Perhaps. Maybe a little more positive.
Awesome.
I mean, he's got a pretty recognizable face, and he almost fits the governor exactly. So
He
throw
said
an
it.
eye patch on
He
him,
said
he's
it.
the governor.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
You know, watching all those people at Comic-Con has got me thinking Halloween is coming up.
Hey, have you picked out your costume yet?
No, not yet. I still need to.
No, I bet everyone's gonna be a Batman or Superman or Elsa.
Or a Guardian. I can't wait to see all those Star-Lords out there.
But I don't know what I'm gonna be.
I've got an idea. What if our lovely viewers went to Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and gave you some suggestions to help you out?
That's a great idea. In the meanwhile, we'll be right back for commercial break.
Welcome back. We missed you.
You know what I miss? Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know. That movie was great. I would even dare to say that that's my favorite movie.
Well, hold on to your britches, cause Jenny's got to talk with Michael Rooker, who played Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Enjoy.
Hello, Sneak Peek. It's Jenny, and we are here at the Wizard World Austin Comic Con with the one and only Michael Rooker.
That's me, Michael Rooker.
Yes. Okay, so first let's start off with Guardians of the Galaxy. That movie was awesome. You were awesome. I want to know if you collect any weird things like your character Yondu does in the movie.
Let's see.
Uh-oh, let's see what's in the
Let's see,
pockets.
what's in my pocket? Let's see.
Oh, he's got some fun
Look,
stuff.
I got some little things.
That's cute. What is that?
It's a little rabbit.
And smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. An artist over in Texas does it.
That looks like something Yondu would collect.
Yeah, and this is
Oh, it's a little version of you.
Little Merle.
That's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
That is actually really cute. So at these conventions, sometimes you're here with Norman Reedus.
That's right.
You were bros on the show. Are you bros in real life?
Well, not by blood, but we are brothers, man. We're good pals, and we hang out sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. When he's
sometimes.
In here, I'm gonna go down to Atlanta and do a movie. I'm about to do a movie called King Bolden, and I'll be in Atlanta for the next several weeks, and I'm sure we're gonna hang out.
Hang out with the cast.
Yeah. Go
That's
visit.
fun.
Go visit. Say hello.
That's cool. So the Dixon brothers are fan favorites. They weren't in the comics, but they became huge characters in the show. You had a video game about them, I believe.
Yes, that's
Any
right.
other side projects about the Dixon brothers?
Wow. No. We've both been doing a few video games on our own. So we did the one together, and I've done one or two, and he's done one or two. So yeah, every now and then we hook up again professionally, and whenever it is, it's like really cool and very, very, very much some of my favorite. He's like one of my favorite actors to work with. So
That's
he's a cool
nice.
guy.
Yeah. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Do we know when we're going to start filming? Anything yet? No.
Well, it's being written, and
Okay.
so usually they wait until the script is done before they start
Production and
trust me, I mean, I've been on movies where we don't even have a script and we start.
then it
So,
start?
but that ain't gonna happen. on
I
this
don't think
one.
that'll
No,
happen.
trust
Not
me.
with Marvel.
No, we're gonna write a good script, and it's gonna come out, and it's gonna be killer, and we're gonna end up doing it soon, hopefully.
What's it like to be a part of first The Walking Dead and now the Marvel Universe that has a lot of fans? What's it like?
Well, my fan base jumped from The Walking Dead and all the other movies and projects that I've done to now somewhere in the universe. I mean, it's massive, and the fan base is from small kids to adults of all ages.
Big kids.
My goodness,
Big
the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't even know what the demographics are anymore. I mean, we got little kids that are digging it so much, and then the moms and dads like it too. And
I think all ages love all the Marvel movies.
it's come out very, very well. We're all very pleased and very happy.
Well, thank you so much for talking.
Do not
with
wear
us.
your hot pants during the zombie apocalypse. You may get a skin knee.
Yeah, you might. Well, thank you so much for talking
Indeed,
with
my
us.
pleasure. My pleasure indeed.
Bye.
You know, Jillian, I'm feeling kind of blue.
Aw, like Michael Rooker Guardians of the Galaxy level blue?
No, I'm just sad I won't be able to go to Austin Film Festival next week.
Uh-oh. And you're not gonna like what's coming up next.
Oh no, is it the AFF movie preview?
Yep, and Brian's got the scoop on it.
Hey sneak peekers, Brian here. Last weekend concluded Austin City Limits, and after a healthy dosage of Eminem and Calvin Harris, it's time to focus on films. The 22nd Annual Austin Film Festival starts a week from now, kicking off with 8 full days, films and, short and long, both national and international alike. I'm here to give you a preview of some of the films that you shouldn't be missing out on. Opening October 23rd, The Humbling stars Al Pacino, follows the affair of his much older actor with a younger woman who happens to be a lesbian, played by Greta Gerwig. Director Barry Levinson was able to conjure a performance from Pacino reminiscent of his earlier work, allowing him to demonstrate the considerable comedic chops. The story is based off a novel by Philip Roth and was adapted by Buck Henry. It will be playing at the Paramount Theater at 6:45. Speaking of legendary actors, the next film was directed by stars Tommy Lee Jones, the Homesman. Tells you the story of Mary B. Cuddy, played by Hilary Swank, a spinster who takes on the responsibility of transporting 3 insane women to Iowa to be placed in a care facility. After saving the life of George Briggs, played by Jones, she enlists him on her artist's 5-week journey. The movie has a Shakespearean feel to it, telling the story of people who never wanted to know or even knew you could care about. It places front and center the conflict between the extreme rich and the incredibly downtrodden, giving a voice to those who rarely have one. The Homesman premieres Monday, October 27th at the State Theater at 7 p.m. Like many of this year's impressive lineup, One-Eyed Girl is a film that reaffirms AFF's mission for championing story. This Australian movie centers the psychiatrist with demons of his own, who is drawn to the machinations of Doomsday Cult, while being haunted by the death of a former patient. Screenwriters Greg Behenna and Mike Matthews have written a script that on the page would be very likely read as multi-layered and thrilling as is seen on the screen through the film's rich and haunting cinematography. One-Eyed Girl will be premiere Friday, October 24th at the State Theater at 9:30 p.m. In the Intimidation Game, Benedict Cumberbatch plays a British genius who is tasked with cracking the German Enigma code in an attempt to topple the Axis power towards the end of World War II. Co-starring Keira Knightley, the film oozes Britishness with intrigue and insanity of war as told from the British perspective, making for quite a compelling film. It has all the elements of a great movie, from acting to the score. The Intimidation Game premieres Tuesday, October 28th at the State Theater at 7 p.m. Next on the list is Wild. It's the raw personal story of a party girl, Cheryl Strayed, played by Reese Witherspoon, who goes on a 1,100-mile hike to clear away the demons that cause a pretty extreme downward spiral. Over the course of her journey, Cheryl starts to discover a life that she can make for herself without the trappings that steered her wrong. Director John Mark Vale has beautifully brought to the screen a haunting memoir of Strayed herself. Adapted for the screen by Nick Hornby, Wild will premiere at the Paramount Theater on Sunday, October 26th at 7:30 p.m. And finally, we have Rosewater, written and directed by The Daily Show host Jon Stewart. Far from his Comedy Central work, Stewart plays a journalist played by Gail Garcia Bernal, who was detained and brutally interrogated in Iran for more than 100 days. With all the unrest in the Middle East, this film strikes a chord and highlights how deeply the conflicts have impacted those who live and work over there. Stewart's directorial debut is so much more than expected, and I can't wait to see it again. Rosewater premieres Thursday, October 30th at the Paramount Theater at 8:30 p.m. With all these films at Austin Film Festival, it'll be a week to be sure for you to remember. Back to you guys.
Oh, the Austin Film Festival always gets me all happy inside.
Okay. You know what will make me happy?
Getting through these commercials so we can get right back to some more sneak peek?
Exactly. We'll be right back after these messages.
Man, this show has just been flying by, which is a total bummer because it's the highlight of my day.
Oh no, is it a bad day?
You could say that. Or you could say it's a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Isn't that a Steve Carell movie?
Yep, and here's Alex with his thoughts on it.
Have you ever had just a terrible day where everything is just horrible, no good, and very bad? Well, then you can relate to Alexander and his family. Alexander and the terrible, no good, very bad day finally premiered this past Friday after much anticipation from Disney's new family movie starring Steve Carell, Jennifer Garner, and Ed Oxenbould. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible. The movie is based on the classical children's book by the same title, written by Judith Viorst. Director Miguel Arteta from Youth in Revolt, The Good Girl, and a whole lot of TV shows took on the challenge of creating yet another adaptation of this book. The movie introduces Alexander, Ed Oxenbould, an 11-year-old boy who is obsessed with Australia and simply has terrible luck. From burning his whole classroom to having gum stuck in his head, Alexander's days simply never end well. Contrasting with this is his seemingly perfect family. Successful working mother, Jennifer Garner, popular brother, Dylan Minnette, and talented sister, Carrie Dorsey. Alexander's father, Steve Carell, unemployed but loving daddy to their newborn sibling, loves talking to his family about accomplishment and remaining positive. But among everyone's busy life, Alexander often finds himself alone and unhappy. But everything is about to change, as Alexander wishes in the night of his 12th birthday that his super duper positive family experiences for one day what it's like to be him. Most of the movie takes place in this day, where everything goes south, except for Alexander's birthday. With the sick sister who has a play to perform and a brother who needs to go to prom but has no tux, Alexander begins to realize his wish actually came true. Not all is bad though. His birthday could not be better, since the competition birthday party of the day has been cancelled and now his might actually be a success. The day continues with downs that incidentally provide the audience with great laughs, like a destroyed and packed minivan or a dad going to a job interview dressed as a pirate. By the end of the day, Alexander begs his family to stop trying to accomplish things today, confessing it's all his fault. But this wouldn't be a Disney movie without a beautiful lesson at the end, of course, and a great happy family party. Overall, the movie is great. I must confess, I'm not usually a Disney lover, but even I have to admit it was cute, inspiring, and funny. Arteta's fast-paced style made the audience feel like witnesses alongside Alexander of how horrible this day was turning out to be. Plus, hilarious scenes featuring amazing comedians like Gardner and Carell just completed it for me. Ed Oxenbould was also a perfect cast for this movie, with his innocent look and fantastic acting skills. But like any movie, not everything can be great. With attempts at being funny and funny again, some parts of the movie simply did not work out and seemed to tire the audience. Other major fails that especially bothered me were Arteta's numerous tries to smoothly introduce the long characteristic title inside the movie, making it seem completely unnatural and completely unnecessary. I would rate this movie a 4 out of 5 stars, because there is at least one scene that is guaranteed to make you laugh, and because there is no way you can leave the theater without feeling inspired by Disney's cheesy lessons. If you're looking for a quick movie, and yes, it is actually less than 90 minutes, or an inspiring lesson on a bad day, I definitely recommend you go watch Alexander's Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Back to you guys.
So small.
Yes, the first thing I saw him in was Bruce Almighty, and from there he just kept on going.
You know who else started off really small? Literally? Starts with an H, ends with an Obbit.
The Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elijah Wood.
That's right.
He's in a new movie called Open Windows. We got an exclusive interview. Check it out.
Hi, Sneak Peek. We're here today at Fantastic Fest, where we'll be talking to the director and actor of the film Open Windows. So you guys have been involved in a bunch of movies, wide arrays and everything. What makes this film different for both of you guys?
What makes this movie different for both of us?
Everything in this movie is different.
Everything.
Everything. The same language of the movie is something that is so different to anything you see before that we actually had to create a way of making it. We are faking, we're faking the screen of a computer all the time. And there's no single cut. The camera is floating in front of the computer for the whole movie.
All of the rules of cinema are kind of abandoned in the process of making this film. It doesn't adhere to anything that we understand, because the conceit of the film is that the entire movie is taking place on a computer screen, and we're watching the variety of interactions that take place on that screen. And then there's a sort of, I guess an independent floating camera that's sort of following all the actions.
Virtual camera.
It's a virtual camera. So it's the whole process from his inception, the writing of it, I'm sure, and then the actual shooting of it was a new experience for everybody.
Awesome. And with that, kind of different kind of filming, was there like a standout moment for you guys? Standout scene?
The what? Sorry?
Was there a standout moment or scene?
Standout moment or scene because the filming was so different, like you were saying.
Everything involving cars.
Oh man.
I made a car chase. If I die tomorrow, you can say in my grave that I wrote a car crash and a car chase. And there's a moment in which a police car is floating in the air because it's jumping because there was a crash. Maybe I feel childish at this moment, but I was so in need of shooting a car crash.
Was there a standout moment for you?
The 3 days that we shot here in Austin, where the center of the film, my character's driving a car from the hotel that he starts in to the warehouse at the end of the film, that entire sequence is basically the second act of the film. Yeah. We shot all of it in 3 days.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. It was the most taxing 3 days I think I've ever had working on a film. It was so hard.
And I was so sleepy all the time.
Oh man.
Directing under the jet lag condition that's a real challenge.
And what do you hope that people take away from this movie, from seeing it?
I think the movie works in a very basic way as a thriller, as a really fantastic thriller in the way of Blowout by Brian De Palma or Body Double by the same director. I want the movie to be a big fantasy, I want the movie to be a thriller, and if someone else is trying to find something else, some kind of a statement, some kind of reflection, I'm okay with that. There's stuff in the movie, but I want the movie to work at every level, including the simple level.
What do I want people to take away from it? I don't know. It's sort of a ride. You know, the film. The movie literally takes place in real time, and it doesn't stop. There's a series of actions that take place very early on in the film, and it sets forth the sort of series of events that occur, and it doesn't ever stop. So I hope people enjoy the ride, because it literally, once the movie goes, it doesn't stop moving.
Awesome, and kind of a more fun question. You play a fan who's just kind of obsessed and enamored with one of the characters. So for both of you, is there anybody out there that you would go to these kind of crazy extremes for?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is that? You mind sharing? Who is that you would go for those extremes for?
I was looking at him at the moment I said it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.
What a nice young man.
No, he's easily 10 years old.
But I've got 2 feet on him.
Touche. Well, that's all, folks.
Already?
Yes, I know, it's sad. It's almost as sad as being as short as Elijah Wood.
I've got a good one. Elijah Wood is so short, the tall grass makes even the rainforest look tall.
Okay, enough Elijah Wood jokes. Let's let the kids go.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Okay. Huh.
Oh my God.
So.
I don't know what's going on in our face.